I would rather hire 9 shitty people and 1 really good person than not have hired any of those 10, because I would have missed that 1 really good person. It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. Sean, I know we were talking to John Camarero yesterday, who's out. It blows my mind that John is. It doesn't blow my mind that he's doing so well with it, but I mean, like, he's out just outside of New York City, where all I hear about is how nobody wants to work and you can't hire anybody, and yet John's hired what? He said he hired 11 people and he's kept 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't sound so bad to me. Why does everybody like? Is he just like got a bunch of gold coins he's dishing out to people, or he's got a bunch of Bitcoin he's dishing out to people and keeping them quiet, and they stick around for that, or what the hell is he doing different than everybody?
One of the things he mentioned was he doesn't yell anymore. So that's a plus. That's
hilarious. He's like, I used to be one of those leaders that would just yell at people. I don't do that anymore.
He's got. We talked a little bit about his family business. When you're in that second generation, there's a lot of pressures coming from different ways. But one of the things, since you brought it up from last night, that he does is he looks to give those people that might have a difficult time finding a job, whether it's their background or maybe there's some drug issues there or something like that. He's real interested in those type of people, because you'll find now and again that some of those types of people that have gone through like really difficult struggles in their life, if you're living in a neighborhood that you just grew up and there's gangs and there's this and there's drugs and that's your way of life, a lot of people get out of that. A lot of people don't. Most of them, go to jail or die. The ones that go to jail a lot of times do get rehab. They do go through AA or through drug rehabilitations. They get on the programs that are available and they become really, really good citizens, but they just can't find a job. He's hired 5 or 6 people like that.
No kidding.
Absolutely, he has, and he is extremely excited about it, and he's on to something, at least in his area, with it, the way he's handling it. And a lot of it has to do with, if you can find that right person, is being, as long as they're positive and they've improved their lives, it's not the same person it was 10 years ago. Just like that person you hired 5 years ago that all of a sudden got a divorce and all these other things changed. That's not the same person either. Nobody's the same they were 5 years ago. So that's just in specifics to what Jay from John's Window was talking about last night. And to touch a little bit on that, on the surface of that, I don't put much stock into job hopping anymore. I mean, there's a lot of great people that have resumes that look like they, quit 2 or 3 jobs, but one was working at a restaurant that closed down. Then he went to another one that closed down. Then he finally got something. And the guy said, I'd pay you $800 a week, and it's $400 a week. There's a lot of good people that had to go to 3 or 4 jobs in the last 2.5, 3 years. So I don't put so much into that anymore. I look at it, you've got to understand it and understand why, but to look at it and not give that person a chance, I think to be too rigid in this labor market, and I've got a lot of clients that are like that. They hire us and all of a sudden it's like, we need to really dial this in really, really good and spend a lot of money doing it. And sometimes you're successful at that, but I think you miss out on a lot too.
Well, the job hopping one is interesting too, because we do know that this labor pool we're working with is more free flowing. Like, they are going to job hop. That's their nature. They're going to keep job hopping until they find a good job to work at. Now, like, you might hire somebody that was getting fired from all those jobs, but that's okay. Like, everybody's afraid to hire somebody shitty, but you know that they're shitty in like a day or two, and then you let them go. And that's okay to hire somebody that's shitty, but it's not okay to not hire somebody that's awesome. I would rather hire 9 shitty people and 1 really good person than not have hired any of those 10, because I would have missed that 1 really good person. So to who John is hiring and people with a little rough on the background side of things, Joey, that works in our Minneapolis window cleaning business, has had a rough go, but like got some things in order. He worked with us all last year. He was out at my house like 2 weeks ago cleaning our windows, and the dude is just a beast, and he's so appreciative, right? Like, just appreciative to be outside doing things, working with his hands, like, and he busts his ass and he makes a really good paycheck. that's just an opportunity that like some people aren't going to take seriously, and the right person is going to take it seriously. And you, like you said, Sean, when the labor market's tight, you got to relax the filters a little bit and trust the scoring system, and just talk to people and give them a shot. And you're gonna totally get some turds. And it, like, everybody's so afraid to hire a turd, but if hiring a few turds to get a great to eventually hire a great employee is what you got to do. Now, like, you don't want to keep them, and you don't want to like have that like customer only experience that person. You got to have a good like maybe not automated, but a good process to weed them out. But you're going to miss a lot of people if you're not taking some chances in this labor market, for sure.